All right, Black Friday shoppers, do you want to find out now? Do we get the discounts on the stocks? Do we get a lift on the stocks based on the data today? Of course, that's one major play you guys can be watching, but find out what major play I'm coming after today, only on live trading, of course. Hit that like and let's get it started.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
On today's show, you find out why there's no raves anymore. And while this is the rave you want to be at, team, let's get to the action. Let's bring on Ryan Faloona, Nick Brown in the chat. You guys know it. And Ryan's like, man, this guy, Mitch, does the bourbon gets to him. Let's just say that much.
Sometimes, I think I have it figured out, and then Mitch will just keep me on my toes in the morning and say something completely off the wall.
The chat, I keep it real with the chat. The chat talking a little bit about some raving action in the chat, that they missed their raves back in the day. Well, this is the rave to be at, guys. Live trading with Benzinga, of course. I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday weekend. Let's keep getting after it. We'll talk a little bit about some football during the show. We'll talk a little bit about retail sales. We'll also take a look at some trading ideas here going into the end of the year. So like always, guys, smash the like. You guys are here for live trading with Benzinga. Let's get to the boys. I'm going to really quickly go through my swing trades. Then we'll get to a little bit of some Black Friday data. Of course, Nick Brown bringing us the news like always.
Mitch, if you were talking about raves, that must mean that Becca was here.
Oh, you know
yes.
it. You know
yes,
it.
It does. Good morning. Good morning.
I don't even have to doubt that. You know where that's going, man. And definitely super excited to get to the action today. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Get up my trade the pool. There's just one last thing I need to add here. Where the hell did it go? I always love when I lose things. So let me just try to find this one little gainers list here and try to get it up. Just give me 1 second, guys. All right. Where is that thing? Where the hell did it go? All right, whatever. I'm just going to extend the market depth right now just so I can get to the screen, and then we'll fix that. So those the bottom right here. I didn't want to give you guys just a blank area. But let's get to the action. Of course, I took some swing trades throughout the weekend, and I actually cut the SQQQ sizing this morning. I gave myself a big shot to take a big gain. And we're still in the green right now, slightly in the green here, but I didn't cut down the size this morning when I started getting towards break even. Was up all morning, and then all of a sudden it started coming down. So I said, you know what, I'm going to cut 2/3 of this because it's way too big. Give myself the chance at the open for this to get back above 16 and see what happens. That's the SQQQs. Microsoft also short on that. We'll see if it gets back towards 377.40s. I don't have the biggest position here in Microsoft. It's kind of a small one, but I'm okay with it. 15 shares. Give myself an ability to let the open come today and see if we get a downturn. XLE not doing bad either. Going to continue to watch to see XLE come down. Actually added to this position throughout and have taken first reward. I'm going to continue to watch XLE now to see if we can finally get that final breakdown. AAL, been adding to that. I got 1201. Don't want that below 12s. I've seen a lot of volume come in the last 3 days. So today would be the day that I would definitely look to see if we could push back above this 1270s and go into 13 versus coming through the 12. If we come through the 12, we got to be careful because it could pull back to its 1180s and then kind of hold that gap and then make the move. That's a little bit concerning to me. I'd probably cut it at 12. Look to get it back at 1180s and risk on the 1160s versus letting it get towards the 1180s and stopping me out. We'll see what happens on American and if I get a takeoff. Let's go to the boys here. Let's take off my chart. Let's talk a little bit about some Black Friday sales. We'll put Benzinga Pro like always, guys. And of course, we'll change things up. You still got a day here for the buy one, get one free Black Friday sale, of course, from Trade the Pool. So don't miss that. I'll call it a Cyber Monday, right? We'll see if we can get some of that action. But people were buying the deals, it seems like. Nick, give us the news.
Yeah, so I was going to say there's a lot of data. We're going to just go through a few of them because we do have Cyber Monday today. And that's when you go to Amazon and you have Amazon Prime and you start buying tons of things. Well, I'm not there just yet, but we're going to be there after the show. But in the meantime, Black Friday data from Adobe Analytics. They say that e-commerce spending popped 7.5% from a year earlier, reaching a record $9.8 billion here in the United States. Impulse purchases may have played a role in the Black Friday growth, since $5.3 billion of the online sales came from mobile shopping. Influencers and social media advertising have made it easier for consumers to get comfortable spending on their mobile devices. I know Ryan's a big fan of not going to the mall and actually just shopping online. I'm with you, Ryan, because just many people.
It's crazy, Nick. You're reading these stats and I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, that describes me. Keep going.
According to the Adobe survey, 79 million of the sales came from consumers who opted for the buy now, pay later flexible payment method that's stretched to their wallets, up 47% from last year. Best-selling categories of Black Friday: electronics like smartwatches and televisions, along with toys and gaming. Home repair tools underperformed. MasterCard said that their Black Friday retail sales on Friday, November 24th, were up 2.5% year over year. That's excluding automotive. That's also not adjusted for inflation. Sporting events and restaurant factors into the traditional shopping day, with e-commerce sales up 8.5% year over year. Further, a number of sporting events aired on Friday, making online shopping an appealing option for game day viewers to shop wherever they might be watching, like Amazon Prime for the Jets and the Dolphins game. In-store sales increased plus 1.1% year over year. Shopify released some data, and this is actually interesting because, Ryan, this actually talks about how much an average cart price was. And they say that an average cart price was around $110, 110.08 on a constant currency basis. Top selling countries: US, UK, and Canada. Top selling cities: Los Angeles, New York, and London. 15% of total orders were made across borders. 33% year over year increase in global sales made on Shopify point of sale. The hottest product categories: clothing, personal care, and jewelry. And Shopify merchants set a Black Friday record with a combined of $4.1 billion in sales. That's from November 23rd through the 25th. Now, we are getting some more data this morning regarding Cyber Monday deals. Cyber Monday online sales to grow high single digits globally and in the US. That's according to Salesforce data. And Adobe expects consumers to spend $12 billion and between $12 billion to $12.4 billion on Cyber Monday. And within the last few minutes, Adobe says the buy now, pay later is expected to see usage hit all-time high on Cyber Monday, contributing $782 million in online spend. That's up 18.8% year over year. So now, what are the banks saying? What are the research firms saying? Well, it's kind of like a mixed bag this morning. Deutsche Bank sees for the 2023 takeaways, solid traffic over Black Friday, beauty, footwear, jewelry, top categories. Morgan Stanley says Black Friday 2023, sluggish but suspected. Wells Fargo sees the early data points point to a robust holiday e-commerce growth. And B of A says Black Friday traffic healthy as consumers seek value. I believe it was Reuters, Ryan, that reported over the weekend that tons of toys, tons of items are expected to be on discount. I think for the first time, I want to say since 2014, 2015, just because there's so much inventory backlog. I was at, where did I go over the weekend? I went to Big Lots, Walmart, Target, Busy Beaver. There was a lot of stores that had items for 50 to 70% off, like Christmas trees, all the Christmas decor, 50% off. I think it was Target yesterday, 45% off for a Christmas tree. So the deals are there. You have to look underneath the surface. I do know that the TVs at Target are on sale, $50, $60 off. I think they were going for like 20, 30% off. But we shall see how Cyber Monday does. Amazon Prime, I have to actually go on Amazon Prime this morning just to see what the deals were like. But I do know for Friday, for the Black Friday holiday, with the game being on Prime, there were tons of advertisements saying, go on Prime, go shop on Prime, and so many commercials saying this is the best place to be for Cyber Monday. But we'll see how Cyber Monday does. I'm not sure how much I'm going to spend. It's probably going to be over $110.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, a lot of the things that you said there make sense. First of all, the jewelry and the electronic items being popular, that's popular every year. And those are often high-priced items that have a substantial discount, making them appealing on Black Friday. All that stuff sounds correct to me. The Shopify data is really interesting. Apparel being up, that actually, I think I spent more this Black Friday weekend on apparel than I did anything else. So that actually jives with my own experience. I got a couple, I had like this Michigan retailer M22 that does like outdoor clothes. They don't have a lot of sales, but they had a 35% off everything that you added to the cart on Black Friday. That was really intriguing. So I kind of poked around at the things that I like that had really good sales. Late last night, I ended up buying more loofahs for the bathroom. So I mean, like my products ranged, but I don't think I got any electronics. I don't think I've bought. No electronics. I really haven't bought anything on that yet. Now, as far as the deals still being around, I would expect this into Christmas. I think because you had during COVID, you had the supply chain shortages, this and that. I think that for the most part is gone now. And you probably have inventory gluts that are going to remain on sale through the holidays. So I think you're right there. You finished off by saying the deals are out there. You might have to dig. That sounds about right to me. And I would imagine you're going to have all month to do that. Saw this morning, there's one extra day this year between Black Friday and Christmas. I guess that makes a difference for numbers or something like that. The only store I went to was Costco. It was absolutely mobbed and it was full of product and people were buying product. So things looked good there. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not done. I'm sure I'm going to find something on Cyber Monday.
To that point, I don't know if you know this, but there was a guy on CNBC this morning saying tomorrow's considered Travel Tuesday, that there's going to be tons of deals on travel, and it's the day after Cyber Monday. Travel Tuesday, there's so many deals regarding the traveling, the Airbnbs, the flights, everything. So tomorrow's the best day to pick some dates.
That's really interesting that you brought that up. I had never heard of that until
I didn't either.
Becca from our chat told me about that. Maybe it was on Black Friday, Becca. I can't remember when we were discussing it. I had never heard of that. And you're absolutely right. Apparently tomorrow is going to be the day for booking travel, whether it's flights or Airbnbs or hotel stays. So something to keep in mind. It seems to me like they're just adding on specialty days to Black Friday, right? It started with Black Friday, then it became Cyber Monday, which encompassed the weekend. Now we got Travel Tuesday. What do we got? Wig Wednesday? What do we got for Wednesday coming next year?
Well, I don't know if you know this, Ryan, but this was a surprise to me from the Wall Street Journal this morning. The biggest delivery business in the U.S. is no longer UPS or FedEx. Amazon is eclipsing both carriers, and the gap is growing. Amazon delivered more packages to U.S. homes in 2022 than UPS after eclipsing FedEx in 2020, and it is on track to wind that gap this year. That's according to internal Amazon data and people familiar with the matter. Before Thanksgiving this year, Amazon had already delivered more than 4.8 billion packages in the U.S., and its internal projections project that it will deliver around 5.9 billion by the end of the year. That's according to documents viewed by the Journal. Last year, Amazon shipped 5.2 billion packages. UPS has said it as its domestic volume this year is unlikely to exceed last year's 5.3 billion, which includes packages delivered to customers through the Postal Service. In the first 9 months this year, UPS handled around 3.4 billion parcels domestically. So Amazon is the way to go. And I don't know if you know, but it seems to me that Amazon is expanding just the Amazon Prime vehicle. We are seeing more different vehicles delivering for Amazon. And talking about Cyber Monday deals, I'm currently on Amazon right now, and electronics, headsets, 50% off Cyber Monday deal.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a big Cyber Monday. I think the electronic stuff really is going to kind of hold out for today. We'll see, though. Real quickly, I know we're about to open here. I just want to run through a couple of tickers. BDRX, we've traded this one before. This popped above 5, and it's coming back in now. We'll examine some of these as the market day plays out. THAR, this was looking really good. Theramune here, although it's bleeding back. This did have a catalyst here, reporting phase 1 data on its therapeutic candidate for chronic pruritus. Not even sure what that is. Anyway, phase 1 data here, THAR, CAPT. This is actually trading up a little bit. Let's see if we attack 3. Okay, we're open here. I'm going to flip over to the relative volume scanner. Let's see what we got here today. INOD, I actually took a little bit of this Friday for a bounce, by the way, on INOD. So I'm hoping for 758 on a bounce back here. This thing was completely oversold. THAR, this is one from the list here. Let's see. First move here is down. Looks like it's breaking out of that formation. Careful here on THAR. Looking around here. Kind of a soft open. Apple popping to the highs. Netflix popping to the highs here.
There was some news over the weekend, Ryan, regarding, I literally just tweeted this out last night, regarding the Apple and Disney shows regarding from the holiday season. Thanksgiving box office, Disney's Wish falls short Apple's Napoleon surprises. This is actually from our own Benzinga article I tweeted out last night. Quickly going through the things, despite high expectations, Wish reportedly managed to pull in only 19.5 million over the weekend and 31.7 million over the 5 days. Meanwhile, Napoleon cost 200 million to produce, opened with a strong 21 million over the weekend and 32.5 million in the first 5 days, totaling 78.8 million globally. I didn't expect the theaters to just be busy just because people want to go out and shop. But I will tell you, Ryan, the malls near me, Lululemon was jam-packed by 6 a.m. Friday morning. I had some friends that went there messaging me saying, hey, we can't even move in Lululemon. It was that packed.
I can't even. I ordered Lululemon. My pants actually showed up on Black Friday. I can't even imagine going into a store and not being able to move. I would have such high anxiety. I would not be the friendly, cheerful Ryan that you folks have all got to know. I would be the angry, grumpy old man that's get off my lawn because I can't move around in the damn store. By the way, a firm popping here. You were talking about the buy now, pay later craze that had good data. A firm popping to the highs here. 28 prints. Looks like we backed off that a little bit here, but still attacking that high here on a firm.
All right, guys, what's going on? Looks like I got hit on Microsoft out the gates there. At least my stop trigger got hit there. So a little loss there on Microsoft to start the day, but still up big on XLE. Just keeping an eye on the SQQQ here, that it could get back above my entry and hold above 586 right now.
Lynn and Randy here in Chicago. Lynn and Randy, were we doing Portillo's today for lunch? I know you talked a little bit about maybe meeting up today. Let me know if you want to do some Portillo's. And the rest of you, catalyst for the stock? I don't know. A firm busting through 28 to the upside here. That still has some strength. THAR looks like this is trading up here as well. Looks like this bounced right off those moving average lines. So let me reset this.
All right, looking for those red to green moves here to really kind of play in here. And I'm seeing it in Apple right now, kind of red to green. Actually, green to red, opposite way, right? So I'm looking for those takedowns now, just kind of bullish traps out at the gates and then takedowns now. See how NVIDIA goes in Microsoft. Those are big stocks, and Microsoft's right back down. That's going to be a little frustrating, but that's on me, guys. I wasn't here to the open. I got hit there, and that stuff's going to happen sometimes. So a little bit upset that I got hit on that Microsoft position. Really would have wanted to keep it, but hey, it's how it goes sometimes. Let me go ahead and bring in another camera here, so I could bring in Nick here. All right, let's just do it like this.
Well, I was going to say, guys, did you see WTI crude down, I don't know, about 7.1% this month, on pace for the second straight monthly loss after losing, I don't know, 10.8% in October. Crude, last I checked, was like 75 a barrel. So just watch energy. I know a lot of people were filling up. Gas prices continue to come down somewhat. I think $3.59 here in Pennsylvania, but I think we're the second state with the highest gas tax. So just watch oil prices as we head into the winter months. It's snowing, not in my neck of the woods, but I hear it's snowing. Someone was talking about in the chat that it's snowing in Chicago, possibly by the weekend. So I can give you an update there. It is not snowing right now. It is nice and clear. There's a nice blanket of snow out there. It did snow when I woke up yesterday.
It had been snowing, I guess, since like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was awesome. It was cold. There was snow everywhere. I sat on the couch and watched football. It was absolutely incredible. Literally one of those days that I really wait for in the winter. Now I'm hearing that there's going to be some more snow on Friday, but let's see. It's supposed to be clear and cold all week.
You want to send some snow to Pittsburgh? Because I'm ready for some snow.
I'll send some as long as I don't send it away. As long as I can still have it too, I'd be happy to send it to you.
Well, it can snow all it wants. I won't be mad. It looks like Detroit, it's scheduled to snow also while I'm there at least one day. So I won't be mad. A little snow is always fun to have.
Yeah, Mitch, I won't be able to join you for this one. I'm sorry. I will be in for the quarterly, but I won't be in for this one. I'm going to try to meet Voodoo anyway, but we gotta coordinate something.
Yeah, definitely got to coordinate something. I will be in Detroit, guys, December 5th through the 8th. If you guys are interested in meeting up, let me know. I'll be having a good time the whole time I'm there. Pretty busy, but like always, willing to meet up. Let me know.
Are you going to be in studio, Mitch?
Yeah, man, I'm going to be even doing stuff in studios. So you know me, if I'm going to be there, I'm going to make things happen. Going to do a special show that I'm going to be working on. We'll let you guys know a little bit more about it as it develops, but trying to do a big outlook for 24 type of show for you guys. It was our biggest show last year. Of course, the outlook for 23. So stay tuned for that. I will include all the top experts that I can. You guys don't want to be missing out on that. And I'm going to be probably recording that when I'm in Detroit and then putting it out the following Monday. So stay tuned. Lots going on here, of course. And guys, if you guys don't already check it out, guys. Get that deal before it runs out on Trade the Pool, guys, and smash the like. Having a good time here, guys, and starting the day off right, at least in the green here, with different positions starting to push. XLE is one that I'm really keeping an eye on to see if oil can keep coming down. We've made 3 spikes into the 86 trend line. Now I don't even want to see XLE like above 85. So I want this back down closer towards 83 close today. We'll find out what happens. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you guys. I forgot my OJ.
All good. BDRX trading here up off the VWAP. This actually looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and throw mine up here. BDRX. I didn't take this. I'm actually going to hop to a morning meeting here, so I'm not going to take any trades prior to that since I can't babysit them. BDRX now taking out that pre-market high, going higher here. This looking good here on BDRX. If you took it off this bounce, maybe trim it up here a little bit. We got on a full dollar move here from the VWAP. Halted, it looks like BDRX. Or it's going to be if they hold it here.
All right, going to take a look at maybe just playing the drip for some early action.
BDRX halted. Nice move there on BDRX.
All right, let's keep going. What else do I got? What else that I can get into?
Shot,
right, guys,
wasn't this a play from last week on Shot? Yeah. Oh, this is down. This was in the 7 handle, right? This is trading up here again today on Shot.
Everything down from the open.
Affirmed, except for Affirm, which is just tagging highs.
Yeah, that has good news with it, right? And that's tagging up there. And
Jay saying the transport's very, very weak. Smoke Tuna calling 10x. Don't see it on my scanner. Let's take a look at 10x here. It's just a penny stock. I don't really see anything going on here, Tuna. Tesla at the lows here. A lot of stuff falling out of bed. Tyson moving lower. Interestingly, the VIX moving lower with this.
All right, the hot stocks of the day, of course, are brought to you by Trade the Pool. If you guys want to check these out, I'd definitely take a look at them. Right now, seeing what do we got here? Ooh, that one can't upload. I got Amazon, Mara, and Tesla. So those are the three that were on the radar this morning. We'll see how those are moving here.
I was going to say, Ryan, the VIX on Friday closed at its lowest level since January of 2020. VIX is coming back this morning, up 3.8%, just because we're in this period. And Mitch and Ryan, 2024 S&P targets are hefty this year, are coming out today. We saw BMO, they're going to 5,100 for year end of 2024. RBC, B of A, all at 5,000. Fundstrat's Tom Lee sees a year-end rally this year to 4,800. Ed Yardeni, I believe, is at 5,400 on the S&P year-end for 2024. So I don't know if we're in this period where we're gearing up for a Santa Claus rally, but if Santa Claus is coming, he better come fast because
NCL North End shares halted on the
there's a lot going
circuit
on.
breaker down at $8.19, down
Oh.
14.5%.
We getting free
Number is
squawk
fairly
here,
low.
guys.
I was going to
Smash the
say,
like.
I was wondering if you could hear it. I was waiting to hear if you guys could hear that. I've got that turned on now here.
All right. Well, I will say, guys, you guys are getting a little bonus here.
BDRX
just heard that. You guys hear that voice just speaking calmly to you? That's a good old squawk on Benzinga Pro. So if you guys don't have it, well, you might want to get it, guys.
That was
Check it out, of
whole
course.
reason I joined Benzinga as a customer many, many moons ago was because of Charlie's squawk.
There you go.
Good to know.
Yeah, I know everybody cried when they lost Squawk on TD, but hey, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. All right, guys, looking to see if the SQQQ can finally make that move. The Q's coming right back up here. Will we get the downside action move now? I'm going to really take a look at it now. I'm also taking a look at Apple. It's made multiple attempts to try to get above this 190. I feel like it's going to make a move to 189 here. That's also on my radar for a potential short compared to other stocks that are up right now. So I'm keeping an eye on that, see if it bounces here to 189, 84, and then gets a takedown. XLE going deep into the green there for me, so I'm not mad about that. I'm going to continue to watch XLE now up more than $1 on this position. As we get into the 84s and starts cutting down into the 83s, I can go ahead and just take like maybe a third of this off, maybe 20 shares to give myself a nice little pay. So I can take a second reward on this XLE trade. This has been a great trade, and I know that a lot of people expected oil to reverse. Well, I'm just trying to play it and make some money, guys. We'll see if we can get down towards that 83 and 82 support.
BRDX is open and ripping higher now on BRD. Oops, I had it on the wrong one. Looks like we got 7 prints there. Massive, massive winner early on here, BRDX. This is going almost 100%. Might get halted again if they hold it here. They're holding it at 744. This should halt it if it holds. Yep, looks like they're going to do it. They're stacking now. This is going to be halted again here. 744, massive winner in BRDX. Please make sure you guys are trimming. Halted again. What a rip on BRDX. All right, Mitch, I'm going to jump real quick. I'll be back in about 15 minutes.
You got it, my friend. No worries. We'll be here trading. We'll see you when you're back, Ryan. All right, guys, let's get to the action. We'll see what happens. And we also got Nick Brown here to check news out on the street, guys. So if you guys are looking for anything, let me know. We got Nick here. He'll definitely help us out.
Mitch, did you see the journal report last night around, I think it was 8 p.m. that broke about Elliott management for Crown Castle, ticker CCI?
Yeah, caught that one especially, and that's something that I'm keeping a very close eye on. But yeah, what'd you hear about that story? And you know what Elliott does best, right? Shake things up on the board, right? That's what they do.
Well, they're trying to, because they're trying to push for a change at Crown Castle after the activists failed to gain traction when it first took a stake in the big owner of the wireless towers. According to the journal, Elliott has amassed a stake of more than $2 billion in Crown Castle, which has a market value of nearly $45 billion, and plans to engage with the company about ways to boost its shares. That's according to people familiar with the matter. Should Elliott nominate a slate of director candidates ahead of Crown Castle's annual shareholder meeting in the spring? The window to do so runs from January 18th through February 17th, according to proxy materials. We know Elliott is always a big fan of trying to shake things up regarding the Disney, regarding the Crown Castle, and many other more companies. Sometimes they are doing well. Sometimes they can actually accomplish what they want. And other times they just get pushed back and say no.
That's how it is, man. And that's the game that we're playing right now. I'm seeing Tesla getting smacked today ahead of their Cybertruck. And you'd think that they could get the lift right now and maybe push it towards a 242 spot and get back through that gap spot. And now you're rejecting that gap spot. So we might be going down and looking at the next support or the gap space of 225.90s. So just be careful out there. Tesla dropping fast. That's going to help my trade here, especially if we can get some of these other stocks to turn around like Apple. Apple now heading down to 189.35, so that's looking good there. Microsoft tried to get through the 378 multiple times. Now I'm going to look to see if it goes red. NVIDIA is in the green. Going to look for that one to go red. And if those two work out, yeah, I'm looking great in this SQQQ trade. We'll find out what happens here, guys. So I'm going to let NVIDIA try to triple top here and then close. So that's a triple top around somewhere between 482.60s and 482.30s. That's kind of like the area where I could see it kind of slowing down and then turning back down through the 480s would be something to look for. XLE also on the radar today. And of course, taking a look, every sector down from the open. Technology, the leading sector, but it's still red. Let's see if something goes in the green today. Not much in the green. And how are those retail names doing? Like, let's say like a Black Friday, Best Buy is down there. Taking a look at Ulta. I still have Ulta in my overall swing account. That's up 5.94%. Continuing trying to let that one work back through the 420s. And you guys know I'll probably take some off at that 420. Won't be mad. Got that at 390s. We're talking 30 points higher. So let's see what happens here with the SQQQ. See if we really want to get back up above the 16. I could see us making a 1589 attempt and then coming right back. So I'm going to continue to watch it here. Definitely don't want it to go through the low of the day, 1584. All right, guys, what are you guys taking a look at? DRCT. Yes, keep calling out those smaller names. You guys know that's not usually the high names that I look at. Disney. Oh, my God, Disney. You are a And we'll be back to these services brought to you by, of course, Live Trading, because Disney is just pissing me off, man. It stopped me out a couple of times. I was coming after this. Today, I don't come after it and straight down out the gates. We'll see if somebody is able to nail it. I saw the chat talking about shorting Disney. So, Junie, hey, shout out to you at least. At least somebody's making this money. We'll see what happens. Thanks for the affirm call. And it's important to catch those types of especially catalysts that could make these run. One thing that's for certain, though, that scares me about the consumer, Nick, that everybody is just willing to just go to buy now, pay later. And it seems all great when you're actually shopping, right? Like, oh, okay, well, I can just take this right now and just I'll pay later. But the truth is, guys, you actually have to pay later and you have to pay more. Because there's interest rates on these a lot of the times. And we know how the high interest rates are coming into play. I talked about a firm's earnings when I looked into it about how many were already in delinquencies. These are the type of comments you really want to catch. And where do you catch those? Right here, of course, on Benzinga. Let's see if we can really get this moving here. The big thing for me is Microsoft. Go red, Microsoft. And then from there, yeah, we can start really making that money.
Again, show me the money with AI and Copilot.
Yeah. The truth is that we still haven't gotten really good money from AI. And I know that everyone's going to be like, well, AI is the new .com and things like that. The truth is that the new .com era also came with revenues too. And why did a lot of that end up blowing up? Because valuations got too big and the .com the bubble, the idea of it eventually got to a point where hype was just too high versus what was really showing up in the fundamentals. I think this is clearly what we see again, Nick, going into next year. Will there be building in AI? Yes, hell yeah. There's a lot of building in AI right now going on. But the problem is, though, does each of these services actually bring revenue to the bottom line? That's what we need to be thinking about.
Well, to some point, Microsoft, because of the new Copilot, it's $30 a month per user. And Mitch, we already know, and I pointed out multiple times, we know that the major companies, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CNBC, they all use Microsoft Office. They use Outlook, they use the Word, they use PowerPoint, they all use that stuff. But the question is MSNBC, is the NBC Comcast Universal really going to pay $30 a month per user for Copilot for everyone to use? I don't think so, just because that's a lot of money. That's racking up a lot of money with the number of employees that they have. But are we actually going to see maybe like a reduced cost for Microsoft Copilot? Now, I have it right here on my Windows. I have it on my personal laptop, my work laptop, and my desktop. It says use Microsoft Copilot. Is Copilot better than Google's Bard and ChatGPT? I don't know. I think each of them have their own differences. There are similarities, but the one thing you have to be careful is it accurate? How accurate is it? Is it 75% accurate, 90% accurate? The one thing is, are these AI models going to be able to be 100% accurate?
Right now, one thing I'm seeing overall showing up in the market is healthcare really declining today, almost leading the downside action. Energy, utilities, all three of them down about 0.43, 0.42. So that just goes to show me that those are probably the areas that are getting hit the hardest here. Stocks like Amgen, almost down a full percent. Biogen, also down 1.08%. So definitely not the place that I want to be. Bristol Myers coming down a little bit further. Not a place that's looking hot right now, guys. It's healthcare. I know those were looking like they were starting to bounce, but as soon as they start to bounce, right back down. Even like an Eli Lilly trying to get back above 600 now has rejected it multiple times. If it gets back through 600, it looks good. But all these rejections at 600 tells me there could be sellers in that area. Ooh, Microsoft coming back up. This looks interesting for me to get short around the 377 level. Maybe 377.30s. See if I can get one more pop into like 377.30s, and then I'll take a short there on Microsoft. We'll see what happens here. SQQQ starting to get into the green there for me, and it's been building. So at least this is looking a lot better now. And the big thing for me is that Apple doesn't just come up ripping. I've already missed the Apple trade to the downside. I was talking about Apple to the downside even last week. Even took a short off that 190.30 level. Remember 190.30 was the level that I was shorting before. So now you're back down to 189 and starting to turn around on the daily, which I think is very important here. Seeing that turnaround on the daily, rejection of gap. Now we can start pulling back, right? The only question is how much do we pull back? I think it's a short pullback. Maybe it's like, maybe 5% or 2% down or something like that. So I'm not going for big moves in these, just turnarounds, pullbacks. How is NVIDIA doing here? Let's go ahead. Let's take a look there. And there's that rejection that I wanted to see, guys. I just talked about it. Would we get a kind of double, triple top outlook there? Look at the 5-minute here. We were seeing this right here, and I was wondering, would we get back there and reject back towards this kind of 482.30s level? We came right up there, rejected, now back down. That's what I wanted to see for the takedown attempt. Now I can go after Microsoft. And now I can really start coming after these. So let's go ahead. Let's take a little bit of Microsoft here.
Mitch and Ryan, I want to get your opinion on this. There was a Twitter poll or an X poll out yesterday by Barchart, and they say, what happens first? Bitcoin hits 70,000 or NVIDIA hits 1,000, or neither will happen?
That's a good question. Look, whoa. Number one, back at it. What's up, Ryan?
I'm puzzled, but okay. I thought
you came in quick on me. I was looking to the right.
Okay. Oh, I see. You weren't looking at the screen. Nick posed the question to both of us, right? Nick, I'm not
Yes,
hallucinating.
both of you.
Okay.
Which one do you think happens? Or
I'm
also,
I think
both happen at the
I'll
same
say
time.
this. I definitely think that them both not happening is out. Okay, so let's throw that one out. I would imagine that tech pulls back before Nvidia can effectively double, right? What Nvidia's 500 right now. Let's take a look here. Nvidia's 480, so it's effectively has to double. I think tech pulls back. I think we get a Bitcoin 70K print prior to Nvidia. That's what I would go with.
All right, nice rejection there on Microsoft. I'm adding here, guys. I'm taking a short back on Microsoft here. Of course, I had this earlier in the day, and probably a better pricing in the early days. So, hey, I'm going to come after it here, start seeing this start to come down, and I really want to see the SQQ take off above the 16 now.
Hey guys, we are getting some breaking news out of the football world this morning. Carolina Panthers is relieving a coordinator. I met with Coach Reach this morning and informed that he will not continue as head coach of the Carolina Panthers. I want to thank Frank for his dedication and service and wish him well.
Wow.
Effective immediately, special teams coordinator Chris Tabor will serve as our interim head coach. Senior assistant Jim Caldwell will be a special advisor to offensive coordinator Thomas Brown, who will take over play calling duties. That's coming from David Tepper. We've seen a lot of this happen. Carolina, I believe, lost yesterday to the Tennessee Titans. So Carolina is now effectively 1-10 on the season. They're the 4th in the NFC South. We have seen a lot of these interim positions out of Pittsburgh. Matt Canada, offensive coordinator, was fired effectively Tuesday. Steelers were ended up turning it around on Sunday, believe it or not, in a shorter amount of time. It raises the question, guys, that we are now seeing more moves in this season in quite some time. Pittsburgh, I think that happened. It was the first time that happened in 80 years in the season. So what does this mean moving forward? If your team isn't doing well, do we effectively just fire immediately during the season and come up with a backup plan? Because this is unexpected.
I still think each case is independent. So Frank Reich is the head coach. So the head coach of Carolina is gone now. He was a stopgap. I absolutely love this. Give me the chaos in Carolina. Bears own that pick. It's going to be the number 1 pick. My hope is that they draft Marvin Harrison Jr., but that's another discussion. Now, what does this mean for the actual, like you had mentioned the Steelers firing Matt Canada? They haven't fired somebody in season since I think like the 60s. I know you said 80 years. Can't remember the exact date.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I earlier this year was calling for the entire coaching staff of Chicago to get cleaned out. A lot of mediocre product out there. And when you have owners like Tepper, he wants results. This is a results-oriented guy, and he's not getting any of that in Carolina. It's no surprise he's moving on. Pittsburgh, really, it's surprising that the team did that because of what the team normally does, but Matt Canada was clearly an issue there. He was also used as the scapegoat. They immediately looked like a competent offense with him gone. So I think that was probably the right move too. What does this mean? It means that there's going to be a lot of shakeup. It means there's going to be a lot of shakeup and a lot of interest in the National Football League, and then also anything that's connected to it as well. I mean, I know that's my knee-jerk reaction here.
Well, I was going to say, Ryan, we also had yesterday too, during the game here in Pittsburgh, or while the game was going on, Pitt fired its offensive coordinator, Frank Signetti, yesterday after the Panthers finished the worst season since 1998. College football and NFL football, it seems this year that there's shakeups happening in the season, and it's not like we're waiting for the season to end. They're moving forward, and so I guess this is the warning. Hey, if you're coach and you're not performing to what you're supposed to be, it's like you're on the last leg.
Yeah, definitely a results-oriented business. By the way, BKKT pushing through the VWAP and moving higher here. I know while I was gone, we saw a massive knife and halt down on BDRX. That is open, still higher, still up 100% from where it was on Friday. Maybe we get a bounce here, BDRX.
Maybe he accepted a Google Meet invite this morning.
We're getting a spike here in the Qs, and it's kind of in a symmetrical triangle space here, guys. So we could get a nice lift off here or a takedown. So one or the other right? You're setting up there. Now you're getting that push there. Microsoft going to go ahead and set my stop back above this closing high, about $26 risk there into the 378s. But also keep your eyes on the Qs. The Qs very hard setup there of a symmetrical triangle. Now trying to get back above the resistance of 389.20s. This is a big level to watch for. A takeout, let's say, towards 390s, and boom, you got the bears on the run again, and you're back through the highs. So that's what I'm watching, guys. The Qs here are going to be very vital for the market. Let's see if the Qs can go back up through the 390s. If you do see that, that's the move for the breakout. Let's see if this is the fake out and all of a sudden they take it down.
NVIDIA's intraday chart looks like that's trying to go higher here too on NVIDIA. Apple bouncing. Amazon still at the highs here. Look for 150 prints on Amazon coming here. Tesla bouncing nicely here. Wow.
They have a Cybertruck delivery event Thursday, I think it is.
Yep. Thursday at
1
noon,
p.m.
baby.
Central Time, so 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, I see a lot of stuff going on in the floating around about that. I mean, I don't think this is going to be a big mover. It is the ugliest vehicle that it's ever been produced. How is this going to really change I don't understand.
Did they win the ugliest truck award?
I mean, they sure do. They do for me anyway. That thing, I would never pay for that. I mean, I would never pay for. If someone bought it for me, I would think about ways I could liquidate it and get the cash out of it. That's how bad it is.
Sticking with trucks here, what do you think of car sales? Do we think that car sales and car prices continue to decline as we head into year end, as Christmas is coming? A lot of people think it's a great time to buy a new car.
I'm
buy a new car.
I was gonna say I don't know about this. So couple of factors here. So number one, buying a car during the winter is like the dumbest thing ever. It's the quickest way to get it dirty and get crap all over it. But that's
put it in the garage.
The other issue here is that interest rates still really, really high. So what are the car dealers able to do with incentive programs in order to either lower that interest rate or give the consumer a relief? I would imagine that if they're capable, if the car dealership or the car companies are capable of giving some type of interest rate deal this holiday season, you're likely to see strong sales. That would be my guess. I don't know if that's what's going to happen though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who outperforms better. If it's going to be Ford, if it's going to be Honda, Toyota, Hyundai, Tesla. I don't know anybody that has 60,000 on the sideline saying, "Hey, let me go buy an electric car." I do know the Hondas, half hybrid, half electric. The
hybrid model. That's the hybrid model seems to be the way to go if that's what you're looking for, right? You don't have to go to all electric, and you can still enjoy the benefits of gas without having to really rely on it. That seems the way to go.
But you have
$60,000
on the side for a new Tesla? That's the thing here.
Have you heard of the new Rams truck?
Yes.
So the difference in that one is that it's a gas-powered vehicle that has electric as a backup.
So it's normally it's the other way around, right? It's electric with gas as the backup. You can use both.
That's the truth.
Okay.
It's a true hybrid. I would call it a true hybrid, right? Hybrid is like using both maybe technologies at the same time. This one is more like you're relying on, you can use both, right? You can go on the electricity side, you can use on the motor side. But the truth is that now you have two motors in a vehicle that you got to worry about. One of those motors go bad and there's going to be problems for your vehicle, right? So I don't know if I necessarily want a Rams truck and two motors. They were already struggling with one motor, man. Now you're telling me they got two motors? Ooh, I don't know about those Ram trucks, man. They already struggle on high mileage. I don't know. I did see the Rivian SUV on the weekend. That was interesting. It did not look too bad, Nick. That's the first time I've seen that.
Would you go with a Lucid as well, or Nikola?
Nah, man. I couldn't do any of those, man. I still like the Fisker Ocean, but I've yet to see it in person. So I need to see this in person. We'll find out, guys.
I think it was somebody when I tweeted, because the Cybertruck was on display in a few locations for Black Friday. Someone says, "This is ugly." And I says, "Well, I agree. But like, I don't know. who would want to buy that stuff?
I think that to me is a Tesla fanboy, or I shouldn't say fanboy, someone that is a Tesla fan, a diehard Tesla fan, someone with a ton of disposable income that wants something unique, because it definitely is that. Really quickly here, while we were having that discussion, Market Sniper gave an ASST call out here on the way up. This took out the high and the pre-market high, moving higher here, penny stock, but this moving on the expanding volume that we're looking for. This was an awesome call here, Market Sniper. We were having a discussion, so I didn't shout it out right away. Great stuff here, though.
All right, guys, we'll see what happens here. Looking around, guys, we've seen the Lucid and the Rivians. Have you seen the Rivian SUV? That was interesting for me. Like I said, I have. That was the first time that I saw the SUV. I've seen the truck, and there's tons of the Amazon last a mile delivery trucks all around. I got a picture with it. I'll show you guys it in a little bit.
Okay.
Comes to deliver in my house almost every day because Amazon stops at my house every day. They don't look in their delivery list anymore. They're just like, yeah, I'm stopping at Money Mitch's house. But we'll see what happens with that.
I gotta be honest. That's mine too.
They don't even look anymore.
An Amazon account,
Sydney.
And it's like, here comes the truck.
Sydney saying in Chicago they would steal it just to junk the stainless steel. Not wrong here. This is exactly what they would do. Good comment earlier about taking it. What was that, Frank? Ryan, you can take the Cybertruck to Central Park and see if anyone steals it like in Seinfeld. You will always win points for me for referencing a Seinfeld. Of course, that's the episode, The Car, where they can't get the smell out of it. Good stuff there. Good stuff there on a Monday morning.
Believe it or not, guys, I'm short Nvidia here, guys, just for the day trade kind of swing. I'll take some profits in the day trade and look to see if I can swing it overnight. But I got short there, 481.17. Why? I feel like this is going to start to break down here. I feel like it's a little bit of a trick move to the upside. But of course, the Qs are still strong. So I'm going contrarian against all from what I see out there. You guys be careful out there. Of course, either side. You guys determine which way you're playing it, and we'll find out how some of these retailers they're doing today. I do want to put on alert for you some names that are making moves. Costco, Starbucks making moves today. Warner Brothers making a move today. They had a decent sale. I saw that Max was going for I think like $2 or $3 a month for the next 6 months or something like that.
Is that with or without ads?
That I think that's with commercials. So that wouldn't be like the top tier, it'd be the lower tier. And then I also saw Hulu on sale for like $199 or something like that. I got the sale last year. It was like for 6 months for like $199 also. So that's not a bad deal if you guys like that. Check those out. Of course, streaming services. We're not paid by any of them. We should be, but we're not.
Peacock, I think, $199 or $299 for 12, because that Peacock is no longer free if you have Xfinity. I think they stopped that in the summer, so I think they said $199 or $299 for 12 months.
All right, now time to look to see if we get the flip or not.
Question here, SS Trades. Ryan, any tips on how to avoid getting stopped out because of payment for order flow? I think that's what you mean here. PFOF, payment for order flow. I wonder how other traders deal with it. I think it's pretty much just what we've been talking about, right? If you don't put your orders out there, you can actually sell into the momentum, right?
Yeah.
If you leave your orders out there, they're likely to get hunted. If you're just, order flow, I don't really think it makes a big difference if you're selling into strength. This is one of the reasons why I'm looking for expanding volume so much. I'll let Mitch handle the rest of that.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest conversations because it's really a battle of how do I go back to trying to beat the institutions? Remember, they want to make the pennies in between. And so what does that mean, right? So essentially when your order is on the order book, what is that doing? Is that giving you an advantage, or is that giving the the market makers and the brokerages an advantage? I think that's the thing that's the hardest for traders, right? Because we want to put stops, we want to protect ourselves, but by doing that, sometimes you're also going to reveal your hand. So you have to determine what's best for you. Is it having a stop place so that no matter what, you get out at a level, or is it I'm going to be manually active here and try to get out on limits and things like that to try to avoid showing my hand too much. And I think that this is the important part of traders out there to understand what type of style trader are you? Are you trying to make your money in 5 minutes, or are you trying to make your money in a day or 2 days like a swing trader? This is what determines a lot of that. Here's the cues going for the breakout instead of the breakdown. So this is definitely going to cost me. I'm already getting stopped out there on NVIDIA, stopped out just a small stop out. It's only 1475. Gave myself the chance for this to come back. I'm going to give it literally this 1 minute candle here on the SQQQs to come ramping back. If not, I'm going to have to cut that. And Microsoft probably gets hit also. XLE still 45 up on that. That's kind of coming back right now. But the Qs just made an attempt to break out through that 390. Let's see if it continues. As you can see here, guys, this just shows me more and more institutionals are trying to prop up their account and get ready for the year end. Of course, window dressing, they call that. And it seems like that's what we're getting today. Let's see if we can keep up above the 390s now. So definitely gave it a chance there in NVIDIA. I was even green there for a second. And then just comes right back and stops me out there.
The nice move out of the gate here was Affirm on the back of that buy now, pay later data that Nick gave us earlier. That's really the best thing that I saw. As far as the day trades, of course, that move in BDRX, although that was short-lived and has really kind of rolled over now. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot here. It looks like the market is trying to go higher here. We'll see if that continues. Volume does look a little low out there as well.
People are still hungover from all the bourbon they were drinking from when they were going shopping.
Never enough, man. Never enough.
I don't know. How do you think the Starbucks did over the weekend? Because Target, I know near me, was packed. Do you think Starbucks performed generally well?
I gotta think that Starbucks was
let's
busy.
Talk about that. A little channel checks for you. I was going out, of course, you guys saw on Friday. Me take a little bit of a shot of bourbon because I had to deal with the people anxiety. I don't have it as bad as it used to be, but I get kind of annoyed being around, let's say, hundreds of people. Some people like this, some people don't. I used to go to all like music festivals and be around thousands and thousands. I just can't do it anymore, team.
Me either. I just can't do it.
It's just
don't
how it
like
is.
It.
Yeah. I get surrounded by people and I'm just like, yo, just give me some space, dude. But I was in the mall and I can tell you guys, it was just packed left and right. And what do you see, Nick? People walking around with their Starbucks, of course, getting their Cinnabons, getting their Auntie Anne's, of course. You got to have a cinnamon pretzel while you're in the mall. What are you guys fans of in the mall? Do you guys get a little snack?
Well, again, it's been over a decade. But yeah, I mean,
over a decade, this guy Ryan hasn't been to the mall.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. The last time I was in a mall, I was visiting in Arizona, and I did not stop for any food. The last time I was at a mall for myself, yeah, of course, Sbarro's Pizza and Auntie Anne's and Cinnabon are going to be my three go-to when it comes to those mall outlets. But yeah, I mean, I can't even remember the last time. I'll say they're airports. There's an airport in Arkansas. I go there yearly for my buddy's birthday that has an Auntie Anne's pretzel in there, and I always get a salted pretzel when I'm in that airport.
It all depends. I got to be in the mood because normally we go out to eat after if the restaurants are too busy. But I do know we have a cheesecake factory in my area, maybe 20 minutes from me. I believe they were jam packed over the weekend. I think waits was 2 to 3 hours or more.
Jeez, that's insane. By the way, BRX popped again, this time into a halt. This is the fourth halt of the day. The third halt was a big halt out of a knife right from this area. So be careful if you're trading this one here, BDRX. Hopefully, if you're trading this, you've already paid yourself on it.
That's what it's all about, man. We'll see what happens today, guys. It's a battle out there right now, right? Between the Bears and the Bulls. Overall, the SPY is starting to make its way back. And just to point to what's in the green here, right? Real estate, technology, and consumer cyclical in the green. Leading real estate just up about 0.25 and up 0.11 overall. Red still energy, utilities, and communication services.
Guys, I was going to say we are getting some more sports news this morning. Bloomberg Media CEO Havens, Chief Executive Officer Scott Havens, is leaving to run the New York Mets. He has been hired by the New York Mets to be president of baseball operations. He will start his new job in January.
Yeah, they need somebody badly in the Mets that might know money because Cohen doesn't know how to spend his billions, man. Good Lord, man. How to not run a baseball team. If you need somebody, you can call me, man. You can call me. I would never run the Mets still, but I'd consult you at least.
You can call me. I'll tell you to get bent, but you can call me.
That's great advice, Mitch.
That was just Mitch. That was classic Mitch right there.
40-year-olds, you don't go and spend hundreds of millions of dollars on 40-year-old pitchers, dude. That's just not what you do, man. You know what you do? You call the Rays right now and you get Glass now. It's a clear ace for cheap. And you don't have to spend the hundreds of millions. He's even getting not even
Cubs
getting
are going to be
paid that
all
amount.
in on Shohei Ohtani. All in. I don't think they sign him, but they're going to be all in. Real quickly here, great shout by Market Sniper from the chat again. Mira popping here. Oh, this did pop on one volume stick. It's kind of come back in. Careful with this. It's a little bit thin, but this did pop here. I'll be honest. I don't feel great about this. If we take a look here, let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. Take a look at this intraday SPY chart here. Here, let me reset this so we can get a clear view. Here we go. Not the greatest action. I guess I'd feel differently if we can clear this out. We've tried to like pop into this area only to be rejected. We'll see if we actually firm up and move above it here. Don't really see a whole lot on here. Volumes still seem low to me.
Well, if you're a bull out there, I'll put you a chart that looks pretty interesting there. AMD. I don't have it, of course. It's been such a strong stock. I'm looking for a turnaround, but that doesn't mean that it can't keep running, right? It's right off the VWAP, has made multiple attempts to break down the 122.50s. We'll see if it gets back above the 123. It makes a 124 run. That's if the Qs in the SPY can keep moving to the upside here. They have pulled back, but trying to reload here around the 389, let's say 75s. We'll see if they get reloaded and then start pushing through 390s. All right, team. Like always, smash the like. We're going to be here battling. Who's out there in Detroit and wants to come to the office and watch me live trade? Ooh.
Are you and Ryan going to be in the office the same day?
I'm not, unfortunately. I'm not going to be able to make it for this trip. We got to schedule that, Mitch. We'll do something next year. Let's schedule something for 2024 where we're both there at the same time. I'm going to be there for the quarterly at the turn of the year, but I will not be there for Mitch's thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I will be busy in the beginning part of the year, but like always, guys, we'll find a way to do maybe a trader meetup or a trader event next year. I really want to do one, Ryan, so we'll make it happen, right? I know the chat will be there. We'll make it happen, team.
I was going to say, I really want to do one too. I'm disappointed I can't make this one on short notice, but
yeah, and I think it should be somewhere where Ryan can finally teach me my life skill that I need to learn, which is golf, of course. So Ryan was like, what life skill am I teaching you?
I was going to say, I'm not good at it. So me teaching it to somebody else seems like a joke since I'm still trying to learn it, but would love to have you out there.
I would love the Benzinga cruise, man. I've talked about it multiple times, margin call. We need it. If they can have a little rave cruise, I've seen those plenty of times. Why can't we have a stock trading cruise, baby?
Can you just imagine all of the day trading, and I say this endearingly, but all of the day trading degenerates on a joint cruise, just popping Molly and listening to a rave. I mean, that's just so like ripe with disaster that I'm not even sure that that's a productive idea.
I think it's super productive, man. I believe in it. All right, here's the Qs with a little bit of a takedown.
Look at BDRX again, dude. Look at BDRX again at that halt. We popped up, huge knife, right back down to almost the same level. I'm glad I'm not. Again, this is one of those. I'm glad I'm not trading this one. Looks like SS Trades hitting a big one here. Glad you guys were doing that. Guys gotta be
going for my move here, guys. I'm down $30. Will I come back into the green? Find out right here, baby. Hit that like button, or maybe hit the down button, whatever. Just let me know how you guys feel. That's what it's all about. Give us some feedback. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's see what else we get out there. No, it won't be the Titanic, at least.
Here's
Let's
one
keep
thing
going.
that I don't know if people are buying for Black Friday or Cyber Monday.
What you got? What you got, Nick?
The iRobot. I forgot about that. The Roborock iRobot vacuum cleaners.
Of course.
Didn't we have a news article for that on Black Friday? Wasn't iRobot Amazon in the news from Friday?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm talking about, would you want to, because cleaning, we don't hear much about, people cleaning nowadays because they're not home as much as because they should be returning to the office. But do you expect, what kind of items would you want to buy on Black Friday that maybe are 50% off? Maybe it is jewelry and the apparel, but what about electronics and stuff for the kitchen, home appliances? Because that lacked on Friday, according to Adobe Home Repair Tools.
Yeah, real quick, BRDX trading up here, looking like this making another run to 8. I'll leave it on the screen while I answer Nick's question. Nick, the BDR or Black Friday, I got an air fryer. I don't think it was last Black Friday; it was the one before, and I got it because it was on sale, and it was one of those kitchen appliances that you're talking about, and it was a phenomenal purchase. Now, I don't need to rebuy that. I have all of my other kitchen appliances. I did notice that KitchenAids were on sale. KitchenAids, great mixers for all you home cooks out there. But again, how many of those are you going to need? I don't know. I was not in the market for any home appliance this year or kitchen appliance, but this is the time to look for them. I've bought these with great success in the past, just nothing this year. I wonder how many people are in the same boat I'm in.
I agree. I think that's something to think about. And those are sometimes goods that you can buy once and it's the same thing, right? Like this year around those mixers, there's nothing new to them. They're the same thing. But I think one thing that we just need to keep on watch is when does the consumer finally break, and do they break? That's still a question. A lot of people have started to chalk that up as a given, but it's not. It really isn't. And I think those are all things that we need to keep in mind.
Yeah, my thing with the
I don't think it is going to break.
My thing with the consumer is that I don't, when you say break, that implies a really sharp move down. I think it's gradual. The consumer's gradually going to tighten. That's how I would say instead of break. One of the things that is going to stop the consumer from breaking, a lot of these consumers that are in mortgages are in refied mortgages at extremely low rates. It's not as if they're going to have to trade, food for paying their mortgage, and then the thing goes underwater, and then I just don't think the problem is necessarily going to be exacerbated. I just think the consumer probably tightens up as. I know the current administration is touting that inflation is going down. The growth of inflation is going down. Prices are still high, and they are going to be high for the foreseeable future. So I think it's more of a tightening than a breaking, if that makes sense.
All things that we need to just keep watch, right? We'll see what happens, guys. Smash the like. There's a lot more for you guys that we'll be getting into.
Here's the thing, though. Don't you think people have money because of the overtime and, I don't know, the amount of work that they're doing just because they're not going into the office, giving them more time to work from home, like the overtime? Don't you think overtime helps a lot of these concert things? Because concert tickets, my God, are like $1,500.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
I can't speak. Sorry, Mitch, I didn't mean to run you over there. I can't speak to concert tickets. I also can't necessarily speak to overtime pay. But I think that basically what's happening is that a lot of the discretionary money, or a lot of the leftover money, is actually being sucked up by things that are just more expensive. It's great to see gas down. I know that helps. I'm just not. No, I'm going to stay in the camp that I still think the consumer tightens up, especially over 2024.
Yeah, I think the things that we need to be thinking about, right? How is the services inflation rate and how that's going, right? Those are all things that you need to be looking at, right? The actual right now is around 506, and you guys can take a look at inflation measurements. The Bureau of Labor Statistics has a lot of actions on this, and you got to look into the services. I think that's an important thing to kind of keep on watch, right? Services have gotten more expensive, and those are the things that you're mentioning there, right? that inflation there that you're seeing, Nick. So that's one thing that I'd keep a watch on, guys. I did add to the SQQQ there. My stop got triggered. So I'm taking more shots there, guys, for the turnaround to the downside. We'll see what happens today as I'm up. Now taking a shot, all right? Now taking a bigger shot. And I also added to Microsoft there too. And now I got to just determine that it won't go back through this 377.50s. So I'll put 377.70s, $22 of risk, looking for this to get right back down. We'll see what happens there on Microsoft. And then now we really need to start seeing the Qs kind of break down if we're going to get this turnaround. And the Qs are coming down fast. And I think that, you know, how the market goes sometimes. It could just be a capitulatory kind of top, a nice little break to the upside and then a pull down. That's how it goes sometimes, right? We'll see what happens. I think now you just got to keep watch to see if you VWAP bounce right back to 390s on the Qs. If that happens, then yeah, you're right back up there, right? And so this is how the market always is. There's two sides of the coin. Right now, you're getting this pullback to the kind of the VWAP right around this area. Let's see if it comes back up towards the 390s or through the 388.50s. New home sales are going to continue, I think, taking a dive, right? There will be slight moves of people buying because people want to buy houses. But the one thing that they don't want to do, of course, is buy on high interest rates. Now, what is going to be pushed right now, and you're going to see this from a lot of loan originators and from real estate realtors, they're going to be like, well, you could just refinance. You can refinance. It's all good. It's okay, guys. Just buy the house now and refinance 2 years, 3 years down the line. The truth is you can only do that if you have equity in the home. If you don't have equity and you're underwater in the loan, that's when the bank is going to call you and say, yeah, we'll give you the 4% that you want, but give us the 100,000 that you have already lost on the home. And now that's when the questions will strike. Now you're stuck with a high interest loan at a high evaluation for your house. And now you're going to have to be stuck with that for like 30 years. That's going to destroy a lot of people. That will put some people, and it sounds bad, out of jobs. And so I think that this is where we need to be careful here. I know I'm even going through the same situation. I'm thinking about it. All right, I want to buy a new house. I have the money available for the deposit and things like that. But then I look at the interest rates, and then I look at how much this house was valued before the pandemic. That's the number one thing I look at. And then I see like 60% increase to the value. And I'm like,
heck no.
The supply inside, the wood didn't go up 60%, right? Like I can't sell that wood for 60% more. So should it be at this cost? This is the hardest question out there in real estate right now. And of course, you got tons and tons of investment companies that bought up a whole bunch of supply that at some point, if things get rough, they're going to probably want to liquidate, which should in turn bring those house prices down even further. So I'm a little bit worried on both sides. We never know what's going to happen here.
I'm with you on that. I'm especially with you on that first part. The whole notion, just rent the rate. You can buy now and refinance later. You can refinance later if everything goes right. If there's a problem, you might be stuck. The other thing, Mitch, I'm in the exact same boat. Would love to get a new house. Would love to move and go west, but with the trading of the interest rate, it's just not a financially responsible decision. I mean, my interest rate now is so good that it behooves me to actually put more equity into the house just in case anything happens. I should be able to weather that storm. Trading it for a higher price loan, that's just given me another variable where I'm going to be hurt if something bad happens. I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, we'll keep watch to see what happens here on the Qs. You can see they tried to get back above that 389.50s and then failed. That's kind of the level that I was looking at for the trend line break to the upside, right? That's why I gave you guys that level just a few minutes ago, because I was looking to see if we'd break above this. We kind of rejected that. So let's see if we get back above that, start pushing back to the 390s. Of course, this is very short-term outlook. You guys determine your own levels, but this is what I'm watching right now. Do we close back into this space? If we close, let's say back up here, yeah, you can just keep pushing on the day. But if we fail and we come back into, let's say, the 388.70, 388.50 range, back down to the support, that's when we can start breaking down. We'll see what happens here. Which box gets filled? What do you guys think? Upside move, downside move? Of course, We're not going to hold you accountable to this, but in the chat, if you guys want to take a vote on it, let us know. Downside today through that box or upside through that box. We'll find out.
I want to say downside just because of some of the wicks that I'm seeing here today. That's what my gut is telling me.
Yeah, and it's hard because the truth is the trade's set up in the middle right now. And this is what I always talk about, like trying not to get caught in the middle too much, because in the middle, you're kind of like the pig. You're not really a bull. You're not really a bear. This is where I sometimes say, like, how are my positions, right? Am I near break even? Am I red? Like SQQQ starts to get a little bit worrisome. But if you look at where my positions really is, it's only 1 penny off to where the price action is right now. So this is at least that kind of what I would call that break even stage, right? Just need to see what happens here with the overall market. And American, well, maybe we see some traveling numbers actually increase in the holidays. I think you'll still see it. I think you might see it based on a firm action. They're buying that airline's flight and going to pay it in January. At least that's what they hope. So, hey, we'll see what happens. In the airlines, they ain't going to make things cheap, right? You guys can look around. I'm sure we're starting to see flights start to trend. And then starting to see what happens there, right? How are these prices going higher? That's something definitely to take a look at. Let's see. If I wanted to fly to, let's say, Denver. Flying to Denver in December, how much would it cost me? Let's find out. Why on earth is it giving me prices in euros?
VPN, baby. You're VPN'd in from Europe.
Yeah, man. It looks like it.
I was just guessing. Is that actually what happened to you?
Something's going on with that. It wants me to buy in euros, but I'll take a look at that a little later, team. We'll see what happens. But I think that's something to watch, right? That's going to determine a lot of how the consumer kind of goes for this holiday period. Do they buy those flights?
Sorry, Mitch.
No, you're good. What you got?
Smoke Tuna shouting RDHL. This did just take out the pre-market high on this pop. This expanding volume pop. Smoke Tuna looking for a $1 price target. We'll see if that goes here. It's doing a good job holding this so far. I think as long as it holds here, maybe it can take out 90 and move higher. The other thing that's interesting is the SSYS. This is Stratasys. This is the swing trade that has just gone wrong from the very beginning for me, but I'm still in it. The more I read about this company and the more I talk to my 3D printing friend, the more I like it. Strong day, big volume pop here too. Someone buying a lot of stock there at 1140. This one interesting and actually starting to have a nice little rounding bottom formation here on the chart. Would love to see this really kind of take out the 200-day and maybe move a little bit higher here. This is the EMA. Shoot, this is the wrong one. Let me look at it on my other chart here real quick. I got to use different colors. I confused myself a few times with that. Sorry, Mitch.
No, you're good. I just want to give the mention, of course. You guys see us trading, and you guys see me rocking the trade the pull action. We'll see what happens here if I do get to stop out. But like always, you guys can check that out. Link in the chat there. And like I said, look up, guys. Don't miss that last day here, November 27th. Don't miss it, team. Black Monday, Cyber Monday. Don't miss it, guys. The deal is going to go. And then I know you guys are going to mention it tomorrow.
Has anyone found any crazy? I know it's early. I know it's early in the morning, but has anyone found any crazy Cyber Monday deals?
No, when I'm on Amazon right now.
I haven't really looked at Amazon much yet, but I haven't really heard or seen anything.
Up to 50% off on Ring doorbells, cameras and bundles. Up to 40% off on premium beauty. Up to 30% off on kitchen appliances. 44% off on tablets from Samsung, Google, and more. 30 to 40% off in headphones, headsets. 30 to 40% off in gaming monitors and laptops.
So that's that electronic cohort that you spoke about earlier, Nick. That's what that is.
Yes.
There's lots of deals in the electronics.
Up to 50% off on Google Pixel unlocked phones and accessories.
Starting to get some downside action in the SQQQ, so now I got to watch it. Don't want to break 1582s. We might get another little wick here towards 1584s, but below 1582s, I got to get the hell out of this.
Yo, so 13. I'm not sure if you're joking. I recently bought one of these. I didn't really talk about it because I didn't think anyone cared about carpet cleaning, but hot damn, I bought one of those Bissell stand-up carpet cleaners that looks like a vacuum cleaner. I did my bedroom and my main room with it. It is awesome. It did such a good job cleaning the carpet. I have like the whole OCD thing where I can see like cleanliness and vacuum lines in the floor. I'm really, really happy. The purchase of the Bissell, I got it on sale too, wasn't 50% off. Worth every penny. Worth every penny. They're so easy to use too. I can relate to that purchase.
They're trying to rip here, guys. If it gets above that 390s, you're going to have that breakout opportunity here. And there's the 390s on the Qs. It's trying to break there at 390.05, 390.06. Move is towards 390.25, where we stopped up last time at 390.20s. Let's see if it gets through that 390.25. That's going to stop me out in this SQQQ. Then it could come back later in the day. Man, I've been giving up money to this SQQQ trade, and that is a little bit frustrating. Especially because I've been in the green multiple times, and it's just like it just doesn't want to go. Just doesn't want to go, guys. All right, we'll see if it gets to that 390.25, but the Q's taking a big, quick upturn there. So keep your eyes on the Q's, and I'll tell you what's leading that action. You got the trade desk just lifting the hell off. This stock got destroyed on its earnings, and it's already back a decent amount. It's back like 13%. Stocks have been destroyed on earnings, making their way back there. TTD, good day there. Melly ripping off also. Of course, recent deal in Brazil kind of helped that out and really started pushing that. Mercado Libre, Melly with a big push today. PayPal lifting, of course, that's also off the Affirm news. So look at PayPal ripping right there. That's actually doing well there. I got a short SPY that's done the same. Hey, it's how it goes, Ben. It's how it goes sometimes. We'll see what happens, guys. What's up?
I was going to say there's a new note from Michael Pachter from Wedbush just dropping. Literally going to read this in real time regarding the holiday e-commerce tracker. He says, encouraging early results for the e-commerce. Talks about, while Amazon is yet to provide an update, we believe the company is positioned for a notably strong holiday season following a significant buildup in fulfillment capacity over the past several years and the more recent shift to regional fulfillment centers, fulfillment networks that is now delivering over half the Prime orders. They say that Wedbush expects 4Q23 online sales growth of plus 6.5% year over year and total GMV growth of 10.6% year over year, which we continue to view as achievable given the range of industry estimates for e-commerce. They think that overall they're encouraged by the pace of e-commerce growth thus far and will continue to monitor relevant results and commentary as the season progresses. Basically, they also highlight the data we've been talking about with Adobe, the MasterCard, and everything. So it looks like that these results from Black Friday are encouraging. We'll see if Cyber Monday can be the same. And then Christmas. Do we expect a year-end? Here we go. Now, year-end rally into Christmas holiday spending. Are the gifts being bought now? Are you done with Christmas shopping already? I know I'm not.
Yeah, I think that's what we saw. A lot of it is a lot of front-running Christmas shopping, just to try to get the best deal on Black Friday, right before things start getting a little bit expensive for the holidays. So I think, yeah, some people probably bought up the Christmas gifts already, and that's why you're probably seeing it.
I know Ryan did.
Oh no. No, that's not for me, guys. And if you do get it on the discount, right? I mean,
Ryan did. Didn't you get it on a discount, Ryan?
I did
Full
not.
price.
I did not, unfortunately. So what drew me there were some of the items that were on sale. Lululemon does this thing where they don't really advertise their sales very much. You kind of have to just go check out their website. And I think that kind of got me. There were a couple of items that looked appealing that were on sale. And I was like, oh, this is actually not a bad sale, but none of them were the exact item I was looking for, nor were they in my size. Turns out that they had a new pair of pants that they did have in my size that I hadn't seen there before. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get this because I happened to be there and the proverbial wallet was open, if you will. I'm not sure I would have gone there for a different reason. So I guess maybe the sales brought me to the website and then the product actually closed the sale. No, I didn't get a deal on that, unfortunately. Their sales are random. They do have them, Jay, but they're random and they're often unadvertised. It's not. You have it. When you get something at a discounted price from Lululemon, it feels like a win. It feels like you got lucky. It's not like Amazon where you click on a button and it's like, here's all the stuff that's on sale right now. Amazon makes it really easy to sales shop.
We are getting a news flash regarding oil. Saudi Arabia seeks OPEC plus quota cuts while some members resist. We've been talking about how they postponed the OPEC meeting, and it's now being held, Thursday virtually in a push that other OPEC plus members should be responsible. We know that President Biden is trying to refill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. We know that Argentina is there's some responsibility between OPEC plus Russia, Saudi Arabia, and trying to get these other countries on board. It does raise the question that, it was supposed to be this weekend that just passed, but it being virtual, how is this going to shape out? Are oil prices going to continue to move lower? Are they going to continue to move higher? Do we get back above 80, back above 90, or do we continue to move lower towards 70, $60 a barrel? I don't know, depending on what did the charts say. If you were to draw some lines and be an artist on charts, what do they tell you?
So they tell you that we're trying to break down, but we're near the support, right? And so the big thing there is you're off support, and this is where you're going to get buying if it's going to come in, right? So that's the one thing to keep in mind. It has gone down to 82.50s 3 times before. We'll see if there's a fourth, right? The same way I do the rule of 3 is exactly what I see on the XLE. 3 attempts to break above 85, 3 attempts to break down below 82.50s. So from here moving on, if it breaks above 85s or breaks below 82.50s, that would be my sign.
Looking at CL here, this is ticker CL. So the oil, this is the crude futures. Looking at the level right where it's at, and I'm sorry, I don't have a futures feed to show you here, so I'm just going to kind of talk it out. Looking at this futures chart here, Nick, I've got some pretty decent support or some consolidation area between 66.50 and let's call it 74.50. So that area in there, extremely strong support. There was actually a consolidation period between May and the end of June of this year in that area. I don't expect it to really move lower than that. I would say we're actually set up for a bounce right here. I could see crude futures trading back towards an 80 handle, maybe even getting as high as 83.50 on a run back up. That would be a short-term move. Definitely today's candle looks like a hammer to the upside. There are a couple of wicks recently. This looks like this is trying to go higher here in the near term.
We'll have to wait and find out from the OPEC. And that's how it always is with OPEC. Just be careful, guys. It does go up and down, up and down, up and down.
Which wrong chart?
Thursday. Thursday, by the way.
No, I'm just talking about.
No, they're telling me I was reading the wrong chart. Oh. Because I said, okay, yeah, I could not display the chart. I got it. I'm sorry. Yeah, we had SQQQ displayed because I could not display the futures feed. I understand now.
Yeah, that's how it goes, guys. The big thing is just try to look into your futures data, right? Wherever you get futures data. This is why you got to sometimes pay for futures data. Unfortunately, it's not free, right? That's the hard part
I'll
sometimes,
say
guys.
all of my futures data that I've really felt that I've needed, I do get for free from my broker. Now, that being said, I've never looked for a tool that had additional futures data or tools on them. I haven't had a need.
Yeah. Is your futures there real time or is it 15 delayed?
Yeah, it's real time. Everything through TD Ameritrade is real time with a funded account.
There you go, guys. There you guys have something that maybe you guys can use to get that futures in real time, right? That's what you want to do. You want to have yourself access to tools that can help you. I always talk about tools being what can help you, right? You got to know what's available for you out there. If you don't got tools, it's kind of like being that construction guy and showing up with hand tools on the first day. Come on. You really going to do something with hand tools, bro?
I mean, you will, but you'll do it slowly.
Yeah, you go try to put up some like heavy beams and then put some nails in there with the good old fashioned hammer. Dude, you're gonna need a nail gun.
Yeah, you need the nail gun.
You need
dude.
that.
One of the projects that I did over the weekend, speaking of tool guns, one of the projects I did over the weekend, my cat has a cat tree, right? And the 4 posts that hold up the different levels are wrapped in twine that he uses as a scratching post. Well, over the years, he's of course torn these off. He's a destructive cat, and he's torn a lot of this twine off. So what I did is I bought twine from the hardware store, busted out my staple gun, rewrapped each of the things, and boom, 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 stapled them on there. I can't imagine doing that very simple project with a tool other than the staple gun. I would imagine the same thing is true when you're doing a more serious project about installing beams. You want that nail gun. You don't want hand tools.
All right, guys. I will let you guys know that I am going to be out a couple days in December, so I want to give you guys a heads up and let everybody know. So I'm planning to be out on the 11th and the 12th and the 18th, which is my birthday. So those are the 3 days that I'm planning on being out. We will more than likely still have live trading here for you, unless Ryan and I scheduled on the same day to be out, but I highly doubt it. So Ryan will be here to run it.
We'll just go ahead and confirm all this now, Mitch. You're talking December 11, December 12, which is Monday, Tuesday, and December 18, which is a Monday.
You got it, my friend.
Confirmed. I will be available for all of those days. There will be live trading. The invite will be out to Nick if he doesn't have school duties.
Yeah. So Nick, you can tell your principal they will be getting a note from me.
Well, I do have some news here because I am going to a Steelers primetime Thursday night game. I'm going to the Patriots game. Thursday, I believe it's December 8th, December 7th or 8th, December 7th. Nice. So I actually may be here Friday, December 8th, depending on how late I get in.
I like it. I like it a lot, my friend.
First primetime game for me. It's probably going to be freezing cold, and I'll be bundled up in 20-some layers. So put on the TV, I think that's ESPN.
Yeah, but you're going to have so much fun, Nick. It's going to be it's in Pittsburgh, right? That game's in Pittsburgh.
Acrisure Stadium against the Patriots.
I got some friends that one of the trading mentors is a season ticket holder to the Steelers, and I'm telling you, Nick, you are going to have one of the best times that you've had in a long time at that game,
especially against Belichick.
Who doesn't hate the Patriots, right? Who doesn't hate the Patriots? It's almost like something that all NFL fans can have together, right? We all hate the Patriots.
I do not hate the Patriots. No.
What? Guys.
I mean, the last time that the Bears played the Patriots in any big game was the Super Bowl in '85, and we absolutely boat raced them. All right, and I like Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady is awesome. I wish more players were like Tom Brady, both on and off the field. So I don't have a problem with that. He never beat up my teams.
Okay, so
I guess there was a New Year's Day where they put up a 50 burger, but that resulted in the coach getting fired, and that needed to happen. So
okay, so after this weekend, guys, who do you think is going to be who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl effectively?
Dun, dun, dun.
I think,
of course, baby.
I think the Eagles. I think this is their year. I think after what you saw again, it's hard to play quarterback any better than Josh Allen played yesterday, and the Eagles still found a way to win that game.
Yes.
So to me, the Eagles look really strong.
10-1, I think they are on the season.
Yeah.
We will find out, won't we? All right, looking around, team. The Qs are just staying strong, guys. They're like, you know what? We can't be stopped. We won't stop. Can't be stopped. We'll see if that turns around. But it's been a strong day there, team, for sure. All right, guys, it's 10:49. We don't have all access up next, so we're going to go ahead and start to wrap up in the next couple of minutes. Like always, guys, if you guys have any question that you guys are looking into or you just want to find out before we get out of here, this is your opportunity. Like always, we're here for you guys. Smash the like. Broncos 5th straight win. Yeah. Let's just say that Broncos ride probably going to be over, man. But we'll see what happens. Maybe they can continue to push.
That's been one of the craziest in-season turnarounds I might have ever seen. That Broncos turnaround started with the Bear game, by the way.
Yeah, it did. Half Hitch, it's good to see you, man. Miss us already. I hope you're having a good time. Hope you're making some good beer out there, my friend. Pinkies up.
Yeah, I think Eagles Ravens is your probable Super Bowl matchup. Hopefully the Lions make it in there. I got a bet on the Lions.
Chiefs got off to a rocky start yesterday, but were able to come back.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't think the Chiefs are going to go for it then?
Nah, maybe it's my own bias because I like all you guys that are hating the Patriots. I really dislike the Chiefs. I'm tired of the Chiefs. Forget the Chiefs. So no, but the Taylor Swift thing is its own thing. I mean, we've talked about that before. I think that's kind of a coup. That whole thing. I'm not gonna argue with Taylor. She runs the world. She does what she wants. I got no beef with her. But with the Chiefs, I definitely don't. Don't root for them. Don't want to see them. Would love to see them get bounced early. A lot of sad faces. That'd be great.
Guys, it's not going to be Detroit Super Bowl.
I'm hoping. I would love nothing more than it for be a Detroit Super Bowl. I'd love for Detroit to knock the Eagles off and go to the Super Bowl. I would be so happy for all of my coworkers that are diehard Detroit fans. Man, don't forget the draft. The draft
should go to the Super Bowl. Us three should go to the Super Bowl.
Well, the Super Bowl, to tell you the truth, Nick, and I know that there's probably some people are going to hate me on this, but the Super Bowl is really not the fun time. I think it's more the championship games right before it because you're in the home crowd. You're with the people that actually want to see that home team win. You get more of that feeling. The Super Bowl, from everything that I've heard that's been in the Super Bowl, it's just a bunch of corporate executives in those ties that you're wearing, Nick. And I don't know. That's not so exciting to me.
So a couple of things about that real quick. I can speak to that because remember, I was in Arizona for Super Week earlier this year for last year's Super Bowl. I did not go to the NFL sponsored events. I was just happened to be in the town that it was in. I was actually there to see the PGA Tour, which was awesome. Mitch is right. The atmosphere is a hodgepodge of people from all over the place. You'll see people in clusters wearing like the same colors. Like I saw Eagles fans getting off at the airport when I was waiting for my Uber. I saw Kansas City fans. You're going to see that, but there's such a diverse crowd. When you go to those divisional championships or those conference championship games, it is another world. And I'm with you there, Mitch. The excitement for those games a little bit higher. The Super Bowl is a spectacle. Now, I've never actually been to one when the game is actually taking place, but the entire thing around it is a spectacle. Everything around town is geared towards the Super Bowl, and it's just people from all over the place.
Yeah, Detroit ruined a lot of parlays. Yeah, we'll see how that one keeps going for them. But hey, they haven't been too bad this year, right? I mean, they're leading their division. That's what I kind of predicted before the season started. I think they win their division. That's all that you need to do, right? Get to the playoffs, then playoffs will speak. But of course, Eagles will be home for that, right? So it's going to be pretty hard to beat the Eagles at home. That's the hardest thing, right? I think that it's important in the playoffs. All right, guys, like always, we've been having a great time here. Of course, trade the pool. You guys see me coming after it. The market overall has really started to slow down a little bit on the recent action. It tried to get back to 30, 90, 25s, now starting to pull back down. we'll see what happens. Like always, I'm going to continue battling. If you guys want to keep up with me and all the action that I do, of course, I'll be on Start Swing Trade later today, and we'll keep battling. It's always good to see my friend Nick Brown, of course, News by Nick on Twitter, and our Faloona. If you're not following us, guys, you guys see our handles, our Twitter handles, right by our names there. I don't know if we need to add the X there or not, but hey, you guys know where we're at and where to find us. Nick Brown, always looking good. Look at that guy. Look at him. All right. And then my man, Ryan, representing a little Fields action. Who's winning tonight? Is it tonight? Tonight?
It's tonight.
Bears?
It's tonight.
All right. Who are they playing?
They're playing the Vikings.
The Vikings. I heard a lot of Vikings love in the chat, so we'll see what happens there. Is it in Chicago?
It is in Minnesota.
All right. I've been to that stadium. I can tell you
I've
right
heard
now.
that stadium is outrageously cool.
It's so beautiful, man. There's
Okay.
nothing like seeing when the sun's setting there because it has a glass roof.
Mm-hmm.
And so it lets in that natural light. Natural light in a stadium is so important. I love stadiums that have like a big back wall opening or something that let in that natural light versus just like that artificial white. But hey, that's what you guys can check out. I hope that somebody out there is enjoying it from the Vikings. Don't sound that alarm like always, but let's get to the action. Of course, we'll keep up with everything right here on Benzinga. See you later today on Start Swing Trade. That's enough for Ryan, Nick Brown, and I. We're out, guys. We'll see you next time. Yeah. Nick, in a few weeks, man, I'm telling you, I am calling your principal. We're going to send them like 3,000 signatures saying that Nick deserves to be out of school here on Live Trading with Benzinga. Smash the like, guys. It's good to have you, Nick, and take care, my friend. We'll see you next time.
Coach. See you in a few weeks.
All right. So what should I end with today? It's always fun to figure out. Let's go with this one.
I'm gonna deck your halls, bub.